health conditions in our society. So there are some surveys that were done. The latest we had, I think, is in 2019. So according to the Kenya Mental Health Policy of 2015-2030, that's what they say. Mental health is a key determinant of overall health and socio-economic development in this country. And they realize that it's important for each and every one of us to understand mental health and to achieve satisfactory measures in determining that we minimize the number of mental illnesses that are occurring in this country. So there was a study done in 2019. It was commissioned by His Excellency the President at that time. And that was because of the figures that actually came out. They say 1 in every 10 people are suffering from mental illness. That's a 10% figure. And the number goes up to 1 in every 4 that actually visits an outpatient facility. That's a 25% figure. Those are very high figures for people suffering with mental illnesses. And surprisingly, the mental illnesses that are in the top 3 on that list were depression, anxiety disorders, and substance abuse. Following that order. So you can see from that list, whatever we used to think as having been defined as mental illnesses, things like schizophrenia, is very change like that. Way beyond the list. So today, just a few other figures that we see. The global context about mental health. We have in 2019, that's what WHO was giving us figures, that 1 in every 8 people was suffering from some form of mental disorder. And that in 2020, after the COVID-19 pandemic, the numbers went up. We have 26 and 28% rise in the number of mental health illnesses in regards to depression and anxiety disorder, respectively. So the stress of COVID-19 actually made the figures to go high. So we are going to just talk about 3 of them. This is the top 3 that we have in this country today. So the first one is depression. So according to the WHO, I think in according to the WHO, they estimate that 3.8% of the global population suffers from depression. We have approximately more than 7 billion people in the world today. 3.8% is a very high figure. And of those 3.8%, 5% of them are adults. And unfortunately, the number goes even higher among women, 6% of them who suffer from depression. So what is depression? So depression is a common and serious medical illness that grief and sadness is a common response when it comes to when you're bereaved. When you have lost a loved one, you undergo grief. And there are different stages of grief that we undergo. So when we term it as depression, when these symptoms have lasted more than 2 weeks, first. And second, when they affect your productivity at work. So it affects your day-to-day way of life. So some of the common symptoms you can actually see after. The feeling of sadness, you've lost interest or pleasure in your own activities, you're either sleeping a lot or you sleep very little. You have low libido, you have loss of energy, and the worst of all is when you're thinking about committing suicide or you're committing suicide. Interestingly, suicide is the 4th largest cause of death as per the WHO among patients with mental illness. And it's getting worse among the youth, age of 15 to 29 years. This month of September, it's called the Suicide Awareness Month. That's how important it is. And depression is the leading cause of suicide in our society today. So, if any of those symptoms are being experienced by an individual, we can say that heading towards depression. And it becomes a problem to you when it affects your day-to-day activities. So the second one I'm going to talk about is anxiety disorder. Now, we have to remember anxiety is a normal response in our bodies. Remember the flight or fright scenario that is being talked about when you were in high school and primary. It's a normal reaction to a stimulant, more so a negative stimulant. For example, if a lion appears and you run away, that's a normal reaction. So some of us will actually stand up and fight. Congratulations to them. So anxiety is a normal response. So when we say anxiety now becomes a disorder, when you have this normal response in an abnormal setting. Come on. That's basically when you have this normal response in an abnormal setting. For example, you're all quiet listening to one speaker. Then unfortunately probably someone drops off their phone. So the normal response will be turning around to see what has happened and then to continue concentrating on the rest. The abnormal response will be someone jumping out of their seat. So it's abnormal as per the age group we are. Now that becomes an anxiety disorder. So someone will ask, how does that affect my day-to-day activities? I'm supposed to be standing in front of you talking to you. So if I'm suffering from an anxiety disorder, my palms will be sweaty, my heart is racing, I cannot be able to convey the message that I need to convey. Now it becomes even more important for those who are in public service. Whereby you need to deal with people one-on-one and you cannot face them. So how does it affect your productivity? Because it's going to affect your output. Come on. So in a nutshell, that's what that slide is saying. That's what that slide is saying. So that's why anxiety disorders has become number 2 on the list. People are panicking. You're anxious to overachieve, to achieve the targets that we have at our work places. So that kind of anxiety ends up impacting negatively on the output that you're supposed to bring. Come on. So the other one will be substance abuse. The controversial, right? So what is substance abuse? So substance abuse is when you're taking any harmful or hazardous substance for recreational purposes. And this actually also includes prescription medications. So when we talk about substance abuse, some of us will be thinking about hard drugs, cocaine, heroin, other opioids, or we'll be thinking about alcohol and cigarettes. But even the prescription medications, when you take that prescription medication for the purpose of feeling high, you actually abuse the drug. So among the substances being abused commonly, alcohol is high on the list. Not very many people will be abusing drugs, but very many people will be taking alcohol. So we have a simple prescription that we usually do when we come to the hospital. It's called a head questionnaire. We ask ourselves, or you ask yourself those 4 simple questions. You don't have to deal with substance abuse. So, the H is an acronym that stands for heart, annoying, guilty, and I. So the first question you ask yourself is, have you ever felt that you should cut down on the substance that you are actually abusing? Annoying is when people talk about the substance that you're actually abusing, you feel annoyed about it. And then G, guilty. Do you ever feel guilty about the substance that you're actually abusing? And you feel like I'm doing something wrong. And then for I, basically stands for I open. Kila siku lazima upitie mahali kwa ukate makana. So that's basically. So you can answer 2 of those. Kindly come and see us. So if you can answer 2 of those questions correctly, you're suffering from a substance dependency problem. That means you cannot be without the substance you are actually abusing. And as I said, it comes across all medications. Come on. Yes. So if this drug that you are actually abusing and affecting us negatively and our productivity, then it becomes a bigger problem. So what's the problem that we have today? So poor mental health and stress can negatively affect an employee. What can it do? Using the job performance and productivity. What else can it do? Engagement with one's work also becomes affected. Then we have communication with co-workers that also becomes affected. For example, if someone is suffering from depression, you want a job with person, line with person, talk to everyone, then all of a sudden stay quiet. Your engagement with your fellow co-workers becomes an issue. And then you have physical capability and daily functioning is also affected. For example, if you have an anxiety disorder and you're supposed to go and speak in front of a group of people and you cannot handle it, or not even just speaking in front of them. For example, you need to go and sit down in one place that you're actually working on. So, some of the figures that you see there among the problems. So, mental illnesses such as depression are associated with higher rates of disability and unemployment. According to a study that was done in the US by the CDC, they're saying that depression interferes with a person's ability to complete physical job tasks about 20% of the time, and it uses your cognitive performance, your mental performance, 35% of the time. And unfortunately, only 57% of employees who report moderate depression and 40% of those who have severe depression receive treatment to control the symptoms. So the figures are quite low. So the reason why it's very important to talk about mental illness is because it not only affects you individually, it affects a society, the community. For example, if you fall sick from malaria today, you probably come to hospital, given medication, 3-4 days, you're out of work, then you go back to work and just continue with your activities. But if you suffer from mental illness, the duration of treatment is longer. It affects your paycheck. It affects your productivity at work. That means probably they need to look for a replacement, or some people need to take on a greater burden just to cope with the workload that is there. Then what happens? Since it affects your paycheck, it also affects your output at the family level. Because we are Kenyans, we have dependents. People who depend on us, family members. So if you're the breadwinner of that family, and your paycheck is cancelled, you can imagine how many people are going to suffer. And then it also negatively affects our community. If you're in the public service and you're very diligent, for example, if you're a teacher and you have students that you need to teach, and you suffer from a mental illness that you don't well control. So what happens? You have 200 to 300 students that will be negatively impacted. That's 300 lives. You try to expand that figure. You can see how many people it actually affects. So that's why it's very important when we talk about mental illness. And that's why there's sustainable development goals that are developed by the United Nations. When it comes to health, they completely stressed out the importance of mental health because of the impact that it has to the society at large. So what is the solution that we have? So the good news is they are manageable. That's the first thing. They are manageable. So the negative impact that we have through stigma, whereby if someone suffers from mental illness, you don't want to associate with it, probably you're thinking in a that negative impact that people have. These conditions are actually manageable to the point that someone can go back to work and continue with their productivity. And they are manageable very well to the point that someone will go back to work and you never notice the suffering from a mental illness. It just requires, first and foremost, for the individual to manage. The help is there. Medical practitioners and healthcare workers are trained on how to help these individuals. So the first thing that we need to understand is these conditions are manageable. When you go back to our workplaces, what do you ask of your fellow colleague? Do you want to create a more stable environment? Remember, stressors of life are the biggest contributor to mental illnesses. So it's very good that we create a more conducive environment for each and every one of us to actually work well. You don't want to be the biggest pusher of your colleagues. The normal stresses of life are already there. But when you create a conducive environment, the millennials call it a safe space. A safe space. Just create a conducive environment for your colleagues. Let them be able to approach you in a certain way and talk to you. So when they actually approach you and talk to you, instead of talking about them, you want to actually talk to them and see how you can help. It becomes easier when a colleague of yours is suffering from a mental illness and you direct them towards hospital. Because most of them are usually, how can I say, when someone is suffering from a mental illness, that willingness to actually seek for help, most of them don't have that. And most of them probably don't look like that they're actually suffering from a mental illness of one case or another. But when you actually talk to them and request them to actually seek for help, they'll be more receptive because you're a colleague or a friend to actually, for them to come and seek for help. Yes, that's why it's very important. So the solution usually starts from me. Instead of shunning these people, instead of talking about them, you actually talk to them. You actually encourage them to actually seek for help. And in doing so, you reduce the burden that you actually have. Thank you.
From various corporations, we see how the works are so everyone is going to be helpful towards me once we are done with this, so that we maintain a symbiotic relationship. The other thing I wish to bring forward is kindly Dr. Amy has presented a very nice topic, but I would keep on saying before we go ahead and diagnose ourselves to be having those things, because we don't know almost everything in those ones. Kindly see a healthcare professional to actually propose diagnosis the same way we normally quite advise promotion, that is, once you go to Google certain things, don't go into saying I have this, I have this, I have this. Just make sure that at least you confirm your diagnosis through a healthcare professional, particularly one who's trained in that area. So that's how I remember back in medical school, we used to have something known as third year syndrome, where medical students, ukifika third year, when we are starting to learn the clinical conditions and the symptoms that we have those particular conditions, you have each one of them and say, hey, I have all the symptoms, people like that. And as I put diagnosed where it's not. So kindly make sure it's good to read around, especially the internet, but it's also important to confirm what you've read so that you don't know about self-medication. Okay? Back to my presentation. As the slide mentions, my name is Dr. Moshe. I am a consultant obstetrician and gynecologist, and in other words, a reproductive health specialist from Eldoret, Kenya, in particular Tophill Hospital as a visiting gynecologist. My topic is going to be on reproductive health in relation to the corporate world. I'm only going to be delving into the particulars of various conditions, but I will have a wish to talk about it in relation to the workplace in particular. So what is reproductive, or rather the opening statement? Reproductive health benefits are reminiscent of mental health benefits 10 years ago. They are no longer nice to have, they are rapidly becoming a need to have for forward-thinking programs. It's only fitting that the first topic that we were educated on was mental health, which is just to highlight just the same way how, mental health has been, for the lack of a better term, training in the past 10 years, reproductive health should be looked at in the same perspective, because it has similar effects, if not, considerable, paying attention to the same way as mental health. So what exactly is reproductive health? This is a state of complete physical, mental, social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity in all matters relating to the reproductive system and to its functions and processes, including sexual health. So basically, the approach is talking about you very physically. There are various aspects of it that come about that is spiritually, mentally, and you will keep reproductive, reproductively speaking. And as you notice, there is nowhere in mind in that definition where we are mentioning a specific gender. Reproductive health, services or reproductive health in general is something that entails both men and women. And that is to say that gynecologists are not just doctors for women, in as much as the majority of our patients are women, say 80-90%, quite a number of them are actually male patients. So what does exactly does reproductive health entail? We have components of say motherhood, things to do with pregnancy and delivery and neonatal health, pediatricians come in. We have adolescent health, sorry my eyesight is very what I have to approach. Adolescent reproductive health, sexual health, and then we have reproductive tract infection. These are infamously known as the sexually transmitted infections, the STIs. And then I have not read this, it's too bright, I don't know what is that. It's family planning, it's gender issues including gender-based violence and reproductive health rights, infertility. Last but not least, I think we have gynecological malignancies, that is the cancers pertaining rather than containing the reproductive system. So that is exactly just a hint of what reproductive health entails. Next, please. So what is the scope of the importance of this topic? Reproductive health, especially in relation to the workplace where most of you are coming from the corporate world. So in as much as the topic is mostly focusing on the women, because those are the majority who are likely to be affected, just to look at it in general, that is also men can be affected. So 1 in 3 women experience a severe reproductive health condition, but only 50% of these seek help, regardless of symptom severity. So reproductive health conditions can have a significant impact on both an employee's physical and mental health. So the reason that we practically almost more than half of women with these serious conditions that will affect their productivity suffer in silence. So many employees do not feel comfortable speaking about their reproductive health with their managers due to the symptom dismissal and stigmatization of these issues as simply being women's problems. So the strain that dealing with these conditions alone can have on employees often results in a loss of productivity, absenteeism, and ultimately exiting from their workforce. Eliminating from all these frustrations that quite a number of women and some men will suffer in the workplace, mostly in silence. So that is just the scope of how important this thing is to be. So which areas are we going to look at pertaining to the practical, especially in relation to the workplace or the corporate world. So we have issues to do with menstrual national challenges, and you have PMS where there is quite commonly used terms such as PMS to make menstrual syndrome, and women having to ask for symptoms during such trying times. Menstrual hygiene products, they have quite a number of developed corporations that really put into mind reproductive health rights, where they even provide such sanitary products should a woman have such a thing without having to care for themselves. And then they have things such as sanitary amenities, washrooms where someone would easily, could comfortably have to cater to their menstrual needs. This is just to highlight some of the important things. Then we have pregnancy and its complications, because all pregnancies are going to be safe, where a woman is just going to get pregnant and deliver without any complications. There are quite a number of them where we have to follow them up closely, and a lot of these is going also to be affected greatly by the insurances that quite a number of corporates have enlisted in their so that is important. We should look further into that later on. Then we have the delivery plan itself and the afterbirth, that is immediately after birth. What exactly goes into that, including those who will have to have cesarean section, because not everyone is going to have a normal delivery. Of course, cesarean sections are also normal in women, it's not done as a normal. but just to speak the layman term that quite a number of women will not necessarily have normally as per that definition. Then we have maternity and paternity leaves. Most of the time when we talk about the leaves, we just focus on the maternal part. We also have to remember that there is the father side that needs to also be addressed. Of course, lactation rooms, we shall look at them when they are. Then we have the ecological conditions that most of our employees, I'm sure many of you, some of you have gone through such conditions, which are quite important that we think about mitigating clinical symptoms to the point that the productivity of someone in the workplace is greatly affected. If you do not have an understanding employer, they are more than likely to be victimized for something that is not necessarily on your hands. I would like to think that most of us are coming from understanding what environments that we will be victimized to such. Then we have family planning and contraceptives. There's insurance accept these ones because quite a number of insurances will not necessarily have these in their panels, and you might be forced to dig into your pockets to pay for some of this. Of course, infertility treatment is also another controversial area, particularly for insurance as well, not able to get investigations for this, and also the treatment. And then we have cancer screening and detection of this gynecological cancer. Last but not least, so first we have discussed about menstrual health. We have this thing known as premenstrual syndrome, or popularly known as PMS, which is quite a number of people who actually complain during one at a time. Before you go to your periods, you start getting such symptoms of ovulation, and one at a time, maybe you can just look at them. There is this, and then there is what is known as in the next slide, premenstrual dysphoric disorder. These two are quite confused for one another. This second one, that is premenstrual dysphoric disorder, is something that is a subtle form of what was there in the previous slide. I would like to tell our female or women colleagues here, or friends, or those in attendance who are women, that quite a number of us have been conditioned to believe that as it was given to during that time of the month or some 3 days, but unfortunately, that is just some form of miseducation that we've had for a while. That you might actually be dealing with something kind of disease adverse pertaining to that. Now, this is mentioned in relation to the working place environment, that we should have a culture where such like things are addressed, where someone is asking for a single people, have certain or other such conditions addressed, shouldn't be victimized or be taken to be faking things. In actual sense, these conditions can actually be so serious to the point that from that meaning that some of them are going to experience, particularly this second one, premenstrual dysphoric disorder, and get quite severe to the point sometimes when you have to employ aggressive measures of managing it. Next, please. So this is just trying to find a study that was done on the effect of premenstrual syndrome on work-related quality of life in Turkish nurses. Now, this was a study done on healthcare workers, nurses in particular, and it actually show that this condition that is premenstrual syndrome actually affects the productivity of some of the women and also quality of life pertaining to the workplace. So you cannot have someone who's being productive if they are not allowed, or they are not, provided an environment where they can have such conditions addressed, so that they can come back to work, because you don't have to suffer with these things, they can easily be managed. Next is we move to pregnancies and preconception care. Basically, preconception is before you get pregnant, you're trying to get pregnant. We always assume that any woman who is of the reproductive age who is not using any contraception and who's sexually active, we assume they are going to get pregnant at any time. So if that is you, just assume that at any time we are going to get pregnant, we should be under what is known as preconception care. Because by the time you discover that you've missed your periods and you start going to the clinics a bit later, that is a bit too late. You're roughly around 8 weeks, 12 weeks, and then you've missed the important time where most of these supplements that we give you in pregnancy will be needed. Now, bringing back to the preconception care, in particular pertaining to the government permanent insurances that most of you are providing these quite a number of insurances will not necessarily pay for this. Our pretty sure the members from the police and teachers, quite a number of the patients who have had to prescribe such supplements or before pregnancy, even during pregnancy. Unfortunately, they have come back to me and say that my insurance is not paying for this. Those things are quite important to us. This is about antenatal. Last slide. So that is about preconception. That is the main part, please. Again. So we know how you succeeded getting pregnant. You have to be going for antenatal visits. We moved from going for 4 antenatal visits as opposed to earlier these days we go minimum between 8 to 13 times during your pregnancy. This is just a normal and complicated pregnancy. For those who have high-risk pregnancies, complicated pregnancies, we actually see them more frequently. So we need to ensure that the health of women in the working environment is maintained and promoted by allowing them to be going for such visits, number one. Number two, by providing into abundance insurances that actually do not limit the access to such services, because sometimes you might be told when you are used to cover, you can no longer get seen for such important visits. So next slide, please. Again, we have certain pregnancies that are quite high risk. We have people between pregnancies, those with diabetes during pregnancy, those who have hypertensive disorders during pregnancy, or potentially such conditions such as preeclampsia. These are things that will require more close contact with our pregnant women or mothers to be compared to the general population, women without any complications. So such high-risk pregnancies, you will have more hospital visits. If you have an employer who doesn't understand this, you might be looked at negatively. So this is just appeal to the employers that some of our women don't just think we are going to give us a again or to a person that we have but people who actually have very difficult pregnancies to start with, they will require closer visits, sometimes even, as we shall look at in the next slide, we have more investigations recommended, and of course one can show insurance is going to be covered for that. Now, pregnancy is another controversial topic. We are having this in not so basic per se, but studies that are not really proposed as a measure of particular those who have some certain complications during pregnancy. Remember that women were told, when they educated women are talking about the goals of are being told by the doctor. So it depends. I'm not saying it is not normal for pregnancy. There are certain conditions where it actually might be deemed necessary but very proportion, because they will only remain compared to the movements also in welcome other complications. So again, back to the workplace and employers, there are certain conditions where your employees might be required to be on bed rest or at least minimize physical activities. It's important to know this so that we don't victimize our patients or our employees with such commitments. So obviously, come with a legitimate order from the doctor, and we kind of become a bit understanding. Then we have this other cesarean section that quite a number of women will have to deliver using this. Now, one of the things that we find quite a challenge is ensuring that quite a number of patients will come to us, and then particularly with that hospital charging some of the insurance the cover for cesarean section is this one. So this is just the employer when you are selecting these panels of insurances, at least keep that in mind that you get insurance companies that actually have better limits for certain procedures and such like cesarean section. Of course, another thing pertaining to work is also keeping people how long will it take you to really move that cesarean section start. I don't necessarily want to find anyone who will idea what the lead man or in case there are such female workers requiring such treatment, we will have to talk to the doctor how soon will you. So this is something that is very important, and I'm glad that our manager had put to remind me of. I already have this in our slides. Unfortunately, most of our workplaces we do not have such amenities known as the lactation rooms. Basically, in the Western world, we are actually putting into consideration that your employees, wakipata mtoto, hata huyo mtoto ni employee wako by default. And if you do not provide such services where if at all kama yeye ni mtu anapata maziwa ya kupelekea mtoto nyumbani kunyonya, you need to uphold such privacy that are at least furnished enough for them to feel with hapo every time, so that mama maziwa or have the child brought over. Some women will do that so that they could get to breastfeed their babies, alafu warudi kwa kazi instead of you sasa losing their work hours, mtu anakimbia kwenda nyumbani kunyonyesha mtoto. I cannot reiterate the importance of having such amenities in each work environment. Next. Then we wish to highlight on gynecological conditions that are mostly troubling us to the point that you can get the symptoms that people are causing, not really even focus. And the one menace in particular, I will even start from this and I will start from that other side. I'm not sure if you are visible, to me it's not. Uterine fibroids, I'm pretty sure when you want to give up with their also with such, some of you have go through surgery with such. We have such things such as endometriosis, in which one of the signs and symptoms of these are those women who have very painful periods to the point that they cannot even function during that time of the month, together with the other symptoms that are highlighted over there. Last but not least, ovarian cysts. So these are some conditions that we really need to keep in mind that they can also be debilitating to the point that someone cannot function at work. Please seek help if you have any of these symptoms, symptoms so that you get treated for them so that you become more productive at your workplace. Next, please. So, family planning and contraception, this is an area we struggle a lot for our patients, particularly with certain covers where you prescribe some for certain patients and then another the same insurance in Qatar. Remember, more likely, man is more likely to have a work-life balance with work satisfaction with a planned family. Mtu mwenye wako na watoto 18, 12 is very likely to be, having this kind of balance than someone who's planned family to the level where they have at least some semblance of some peace of mind. And then, of course, back to insurance matters. And just to reiterate, I think some of these contraceptives, including the pills, the family plans, don't just give them to patients because of we want to, or rather we give them with the intention of not allowing them to prevent them from getting pregnant. There are quite a number of conditions that would fit to the same things, the family planning, but others that some patients will come to us and we will have to prescribe them, not because they are for family planning purposes, but for treating those symptoms. And some of them are things such as polycystic ovary syndrome, even the fibroids that you see there, sometimes in managed these things are family planning. So it's very important to, when we list insurances, to make sure that these are the people who have such services provided by their partners. Then we have infertility. This is something that we have quite a number of people, roughly around 80% of couples will be affected by infertility. And just to reiterate, this is not just a woman's thing. Most of the time when we come to our gynecology clinics and talk again, they normally remind them that it takes two to get pregnant. It's always good to come together. Now the main thing that we struggle with pertaining to the workplace is also again back to the insurance covers quite a number of things, not necessarily the investigations of these conditions, but actually the treatment. Kitambo they even used to have covers where they would allow those who are covered to go for such things such as IVF and one of these days, a lot of insurances will not even cover those ones, leave alone provide medical treatment. And one IVF cover, these are the test babies that you hear about, just to use a layman's term. But one cycle of IVF can cost you almost between 400 to 500,000. I'm pretty sure the charges are going up. And that is just trying for one baby, and it's not always 100% successful. So keeping that in mind, please let's have covers that actually help patients in that area. This one is also very important, screening for cervical cancer. That is, we should all, for women, ideally from 21 years up to 65 years, give and take. Cervical cancer in particular, it's the leading cause of cancer-related deaths in Kenya. It's the third most seen cancer after breast cancer and I think prostate cancer. I'm not quite sure, I don't get my data. So very important, any woman 21 years and above, cervical cancer screening should be very much, rather you should have approached your gynecologist or trained professionals to do this for you. Generally, we do it every 3 years. It's something that is outpatient. Quite a number of covers we've had to struggle. The insurance covers that you have. For example, we have 3 methods of screening. We have the VI that is done there, and then we have the pap smears, which most of our patients come for. Unfortunately, some couples will take because for the pap smear, we take a sample and it's taken to be evaluated by a pathologist. The results come around between a week or two. So you'll find some insurances that will tell you their cover does not, cater for such services, the pap smears in particular. So it's important to keep that in mind. Last but not least, in terms of the main areas is menopause. As our workforce goes, I think retirement age is roughly 60-65 years, and the average age of menopause for Kenya is around 48 to 52 years. Anyway, around that time is where most of our women would have gone into menopause. And with menopause comes a bunch of issues that these women might have. It's quite important to have a workplace environment that recognizes such problems that some of your employees might be suffering from. We should be according the time to go and have them addressed, and at the same time we should also have covers that also cater to such treatment modalities such as hormonal replacement therapies that we use to those women with menopausal symptoms that qualify to be treated for such. Next. So why should we care, especially as employees, if we have any employer here, why should we care about reproductive health? So by providing comprehensive reproductive health benefits, we will be adopting a life course approach to healthcare, supporting employees from menstruation through menopause. Approaching reproductive health directly helps employers to attract, retain diverse talent and promote an inclusive culture so that we do not have a corporate or a company that is only having 99.9% of its employees being men and only 0.something being women. So how can we become a reproductive health focused employer? Number one, put the policies in place to support your employees. These can include policies that cover all aspects of reproductive health, such as fertility, pregnancy care, family planning services, and menopause policies. Number two, you can open up a conversation and tackle the stigma through education. This can be approached in the form of addressing reproductive health in the workplace through expert deliver educational workshops by inviting people like us to talk to your colleagues. You provide your employees with the tools to research their own reproductive health. And we've done this with quite a number of corporates, quite a number of companies. We're very much welcoming any invitations of such. Number three, create a supportive, compassionate workplace environment. Many reproductive health conditions are long-term struggles. Showing empathy and understanding will lead to retention of and positive workplace culture. Next. So last but not least, on how we can become a reproductive health focused employee is by partnering up with expert reproductive health providers. So Tophill is driving this change. Our hospital is dedicated to shifting the perspective, bringing clarity to everybody through science-based, science-backed reproductive health services that fit conveniently into the lives of the employees. Next. So creating such a culture of health, in particular reproductive health, leads to a happier, more productive workforce. That is it. Thank you very much. I think we will take questions later now. Thank you.
That was very powerful and informative. By the way, how many of us in our institutions have lactation groups?
We mean by bone health, each one of us will have their own version of the definition, and they will all be correct, but I'm not sure if they will be complete. Okay? And because our body systems work in a coordinated way, I will want to shock you this afternoon by saying that bone health will be linked to everything, including stroke. Okay? So I'll take 2 minutes to talk about the scope of the disease, and then next 1 minute to talk about prevention, and then finally treatment. Okay? So the scope of disease, when we say bone and joint health, I'm sure we are talking about how strong our bones are, whether we're having back pain or not, whether we're having shoulder pain or not, hip pain, knee pain. Okay? So that is correct, but that is not complete. For us to say our bones are healthy, we must also look at the other aspects of our body. That when they are also fine, the then our bones will be fine. Okay? And I came up with a list. I'll go through it, and I believe this list underscores almost maybe 80% of the disease process or the sickness we are at risk of, especially as we are advancing in age when we get 40, 50, 60, into our 70s and 80s. So number one, definitely is in bone and joint, and we've talked about osteoarthritis, which is very common, especially now that the life expectancy in Kenya has gone up from low 50s to I think in the 60s. And that means we get osteoarthritis at some point. Number two is low back pain, which we have our senior colleague, our senior Dr. Koech will talk about it. Next, and is also becoming a big problem, is osteoporosis. When we were young, our bodies used to go like this, okay? And we never used to ask ourselves why they are not stretching up. Part of the problem will be spinal compression. But a bigger problem is the bones of the back are so brittle that when she coughs in the morning, a few fracture. If she's playing with her grandchildren and she trips and falls, many other bones fracture. So over time they fracture and they heal in a way that they are carving her spine to the front. Okay? And that had gone away when the generation of our parents. But it's coming back because we are working in offices, we are using cars and bodabodas in the morning. We wake up and go to sleep having had only 500 steps. 500 steps is like walking 500 meters. And our parents will walk up to 12 kilometers a day. So you can imagine, we don't expect our bones, that of someone who walks 12 kilometers a day to be of the same quality. And just like the muscles, the more you exercise, the muscles will be bigger. The more you exercise, your bones will be stronger. And the strongest your bones will ever be is the age of between 27 and 30. So you accumulate calcium to the maximum. And then after that, we start losing calcium until around 20, it is at risk of fracture. For the ladies, when you are pregnant with a child, if you don't take calcium supplementation, the child will do this to your calf. And then you continue like this. Another child, okay, so you hit menopause, it does this. So that's the problem with osteoporosis. So we want the calf, the peak of the calf to be very high, and then the downslope to be gradual, so that we remain with strong bones, so that we can run a marathon when we are 80. So bones and joints aside, for us to say we have healthy bones and joints, it would mean we are also preventing many other diseases. And the list will include the following, and it will shock you. Number one on the list is stroke. Okay? So if you are at risk of bone disease, then definitely at risk of stroke. Number two is a heart attack or a myocardial infarction. And these two are catastrophic. If you get, you are lucky to survive. But if you get any of these two, there is 50% chance of dying. Then when we survive, we have functional deficits. Okay? Number three is diabetes. When we are not active, our bones are not strong, we become obese. The guy told us, we call it sympathetic pregnancy. Okay? So you get a tummy, that is pushing you towards diabetes, and your bones are also getting weak. Next is hypertension, kidney failure. So when you get kidney failure, you block 2 days of your week to go for dialysis. That is apart from the weekend. Next is at risk of having one of your legs amputated. Next, at risk of getting blindness related to either diabetes or hypertension. And then the other ones we talked about osteoarthritis, osteoporosis, and back pain. Why am I saying this list with bones and these other scary conditions? Because that is what will affect the quality of our lives. That is also what will affect whether we live long. If we are living long, whether we will enjoy or we will not enjoy the years. So that's the scope. What can we do about it? We go to prevention. Before prevention, I'll ask one question. How many are capable of doing 10 press-ups in one go? We will ask for evidence. A few hands have gone down there. So I'm very happy that we have a few, but they represent less than 10% of us. And for you to say you are healthy enough, you need to be able to do at least 20 to 30 press-ups in one go. So how many can do 20 to 30 press-ups in one go? That's our repetition, evidence. So number one, prevention is maintaining an active lifestyle. That would mean for 4 times in a week, you exercise for at least 30 minutes. And you try and have the exercise be balanced, and you exercise until you sweat, your heart races to almost double the heart rate. And to an extent that if somebody talks to you when you are the peak of the exercise, you can only answer in one word. You cannot construct an entire sentence. But you have to start gradually. This has been shown to increase your lifespan by at least 17 years. Okay? So if you can exercise at least 4 times a week for 30 minutes, versus if you cannot. That's why for those of us who have traveled, because you're having senior managers, I'm sure you've traveled, you go to the rest, you wake up at 6 in the morning, and you might think there's a stampede. But people are jogging in the morning. That has become their cancer for us. We have lost that cancer of exercise. So we try and find a way of exercising this much. And you need to get a routine where you exercise your lower limb, your flexors, your extensors, do your press-ups, all that. If you do not do this,
it's a start of, this is the first of several series of seminars on workers' health. One of the main things that we do wrong as workers, if you travel to if you go to any office, you see the difference. How we sit matters a lot. The kind of chair that we use in the office, most of them we just sit on a leather chair. It's supposed to be an orthopedic chair with a back support. The specification is a back support with a swivel. You know, you're able to swivel side to side instead of turning your back. At the height of that table you're sitting on, the type of computer you're using, there's a way you're supposed to sit. The back supported, the neck straight, and also protecting your eyes. The glare on the computer also damages eyes. So there are very many things that we need to sort out in most of it. I've had the privilege as an occupational health specialist. I've trained in Japan and I did all this. And there are many things that need to be changed in this country. I know there's a directorate on occupational health in this country, but they are doing as much, but we need to do more, especially for workers. Another thing is prolonged sitting. You find somebody sitting for 4 hours or 6 hours a day continuously. You're supposed to sit for 2 hours, take a break, at most 2 hours. In fact, the recommended is 1 hour, take a short break, do some exercises. After 2 hours, take a walk for about 15 minutes, come and continue sitting. Prolonged sitting damages our back. Yeah. Another thing is about mental stress. How we correlate and interact with the offices is very important. We do treatment people with headaches, and most of them is because of workplace etiquette. So those are the things we want to do. That's why, starting from this seminar today, there will be a series of seminars coming up, mainly to train workers on how to take care of themselves.
In all own opinion, do you think employers are equipping working spaces with the right tools to prevent those things you have mentioned?
Well, I would say most are trying, but many are still have a lot of problems, especially the type of chair they give their employees, the type of tables they give it, and the breaks in between. Most employers insist on working straight shifts, and that's, they need to be given a break after regular intervals. We have other specialists like orthopedic surgeons who are also here. They are continuing the program, as well as other cadres of staff who are here from all over in this clinic.
Mental health.
Yes,
I don't know if there's any statistics in terms of those who are affected by COVID time. Because you told me the number was
yes. I don't have the real statistics as of now, but indeed we know that during the time of COVID confinement, there's a lot of mental health issues that came up, and which has continued up to now. So many workers. Thank you very much.
Harry, you could say you have to talk about services you work because you are part on you are any kind of really previous about
Yes, my name is Christopher Page, Director in Charge of Operations. I'm also a physiotherapist, consultant therapist. I'm also a lecturer at the university. As he has asked, apart from brain and spine, which is our main anchor, or our main mainstay when it comes to treatment, we also have other specialties, as we've said, orthopedics. We've also mentioned obstetrics, physiotherapy is there. We also have other services like radiology, whereby we have our latest equipment that we call equipment, but it's a machine, the latest MRI machine in town, which it covers to the extent of 32 slides, which within the vicinity we don't have any other. I've also mentioned orthopedics. However, we also have maternity services. Not forgetting also the issue of the children, that is pediatrics. We do the same. We also offer, as you've heard before, counseling and guidance on very many conditions. For example, in our department we have what we call sports. We have a sports physiotherapist, of which I'm the one in charge of it. We've got athletes who pick during this early ages, and once they get the injuries, they go down. Particularly the mental health issue comes in, so we have got we've got to give them bring their morale up. We also have the psychiatric unit. I was also almost forgetting it. Not forgetting also the renal unit. We have the renal unit, of which we have our dialysis machines, 2 of them, and we take care of. We see daily 3 to 5 patients who come for dialysis. So it's just among the few that we have, but there's quite a number of them, and we are saying welcome to our hospital.
Great. Maybe being a protested member at some point, on the other hand, today I want to take the honor being given by Dr. F. Quaich, the chief guest today on this function. And one of the things that has come up very clearly is even as the members of the forest, when we are standing, taking our shots and trying to make sure we write a good script, how many times do we exercise after that? Do we sit down or do we stand up? So one of the take homes today, as you saw inside there, is the workplace is very important. Be it in hospital, be it a member of protested like you, taking those 3 seconds to either kneel or to either stretch your feet, it goes a long way in trying to make sure that your bones are right. And it's also something that I've learned today, which I didn't know. So I think I want to thank Tophill Hospital for this kind of training, and also trying to broaden situations that happen in our workplaces. I know so many people, especially people in office, you find that most people have issues, be it mental issues caused by stress at the workplace. During COVID-19, during the time of COVID-19, you find that most people were confined to their homes, and with some percentage.
Mine is just to reiterate what our CEO and Director have mentioned, that Tophill is bringing about championing of healthcare pertaining to the corporate world. Today's symposium, if I can call it that, is actually entailing various corporations, and we have various employees and managers from those corporations. We would like to reiterate the importance of various specialties that we have at Tophill Hospital in relation to how they can impact the performance of various employees in those corporations. A healthy employees are productive employees, so we cannot reiterate much about that. Upande wa pili, ningependa kutumia lugha ya taifa. So mimi ni mtaalamu wa mambo ya uzazi, yani gynecologist. Kulingana na muktadha wa mkutano wa leo, kuwa tumezungumzia masuala ya afya, nyanja mbalimbali za kiafya, kulingana na services or rather zile huduma tunazopeana katika hospitali yetu ya Tophill. Ni muhimu sana kuwavutia wanaoajiri na waajiriwa katika mada hii, ndiposa tukuwe tumezungumzia masuala ya afya yao yamezingatiwa katika nyanja mbalimbali zinazo waathiri hawa walioajiriwa katika mashirika tofauti. Kwa hivyo ni muhimu sana kuwaleta katika meza wahusika wote, washikadau wote, so that kwa minajili ya kuzungumzia hizi ambazo zitachangia kwa uzuri wa afya na ubora wa kazi katika maeneo haya tofauti ya kazi.
Unafanya at least to relieve that pressure, that's fine. So the arrow, the points, the movement. Utafanya exercise moja, alafu one of us atafanya another exercise. So tutachagua tunaona the arrow points the movement.